Welcome to Java Junkies. I'm your host, Scotty V, and today we are doing Groundwork coffee. Now, I decided for our first time doing Groundwork, it's kind of an LA staple. The one I go to is in North Hollywood, the location for the coffee shop, and it's an old repurposed train station, and it looks really cool. And I've always liked going there and working, doing a little writing or hanging out. And they roast their own beans, which I like. That's what I was hoping out of Alfred last week, but turned out they were Stumptown. A lot of people use Stumptown. I think Republic of Pie is another place I go, and they use Stumptown there. But Groundwork roasts their own beans. They have a roastery. And I decided to get one of their signature blend coffees, Angel City. And I chose this one because it's a light roast and it should be a little different than last week. And I've had mostly their dark roast. I've had Bitches Brew and Black Gold, I think is the other one they call it, and they're both dark roast. So I wanted to try this blend, which is the light roast, Angel City. And it was roasted November 2nd, so it's still pretty fresh, last week. Their new packaging looks pretty great, actually. I like their old packaging, but their new packaging is supposedly eco-friendly and recyclable. And it says made from compostable material and always organic, planet-focused, relationship-based. So good work. Good work, Groundwork. Now the tasting notes they give are sweet citrus and milk chocolate, so let's see what we get. Let's go for the first whiff. Now this is what I'm really familiar with. Smells sweet, kind of spicy, kind of fruity. Smells like coffee. Okay, now we've ground it up and let's see how it changes the smell. Ooh, wow. Yeah, you really get a lot of milk chocolate in there. Very sweet. Very, just a hint of spice on the nose. Creamy. Very good. So we have our filtered water heating up to 205 Fahrenheit, and they recommend on the package that you use 1 tablespoon per 6 ounces of water. On most I've seen they measure it out for 6 ounces of water. My mug holds about 12 ounces of water, so I usually double whatever they recommend. But for all of these reviews, I'm going to be using 4 tablespoons, which is what I usually like my coffee to be at. Also to note, it says certified organic Arabica coffee. Now if you're doing a Keurig or any instant type of machine, you can get these cool eco cups. Let's see the website. It's www.easycups.com. I think we got it from Amazon. Basically you just open it up like this, you put your grounds in, and then it fits right in your Keurig or other cup machine, and it pours it directly. But even though I love using these when I'm on the go, I gotta be quick, it doesn't make for the most delicious cup of coffee. I definitely recommend a different brewing style. Today we'll be using V60. I'll be using V60 for all my reviews. And I definitely recommend the reusable coffee filter, as I went over in our first episode, with metal and that mesh that works very nicely. But if you're on the go, the Eco Cup is definitely really nice. And I believe if you're searching it in Amazon, it's called the Eco Fill. Just blooming it here, getting it ready. Yeah, that scent coming off of it is really unpleasant, like it normally is when I first bloom it. Yeah, stinks. All right, while we let this cool a little bit, I'd like to talk about Groundwork. Actually, we're gonna review Groundwork's different locations eventually, but right now we're sticking to their bags of coffee, where we're doing someone else the next few weeks, and then we'll do some other Groundworks eventually. But the great thing about Groundwork is when you go to their location, definitely buy it straight from them. I mean, you could order it online and get a fresh batch, but they always keep it pretty fresh at their coffee shop. And the great thing is when you buy a bag at the Groundwork location, you actually get a cup of coffee free. And you can choose whatever drink. I went in to get this bag of coffee, and I like getting a matcha latte there. I like trying different matcha lattes at different places to see how they stack up. And I got a hot matcha latte with a little bit of vanilla, and it tasted great. It was wonderful. So check out Groundwork. I always go to the North Hollywood one because I like the train station aesthetic, and it's close to me. All right, once again, freshly ground and doing V60 pour over, we're about to try Groundwork Angel City Light Roast Blend. Kind of creamy and nutty when it's in its wet state on the nose. The liquid is never very fragrant, but definitely toasty. Let's see how it tastes. Kind of bitter and slightly metallic, but in a good way. I know that sounds weird. Kind of dusty. We have a kind of nutty, very acidic, and I like acidic coffees. You know. Yeah, the finish, once you move it around and you leave it there for a while, the aftertaste is very milk chocolatey. It's definitely got a zest. I could see where they get their citrus note because of the acidity. It's not especially fruity on the notes, but it has that pop, you know, that zest. Yeah, it's not the note of the taste of citrus fruit. It's how the citrus fruit feels in your mouth. Just that acidity, and the way it goes down in your mouth, the mouthfeel in your throat. It definitely has a citrus note. I wouldn't say it has a citrusy taste. I get more milk chocolate, especially afterwards, and I get more of that bitter on the forefront. Very good though. I really enjoy this cup of coffee. Just an adventure in the mouth. I would say 7, maybe 8 out of 10. I hate to rate it. I would honestly just say it's a good cup of coffee. Go get some Groundwork. Try the light roast. Try the dark roast. See what you like more. If you like those kind of heavy, bold. Usually the nuttier flavors or the dark chocolate flavors, I would go for more of a dark roast in my opinion. That's my experience anyway. And the citrusy, brighter, fruity, really punches you in the face flavors with the acidity, I would go a lighter roast or a medium roast. And that's what I tend to like. I used to drink exclusively dark roast because I thought it was more caffeinated. I was actually very wrong about that, because the more you cook the beans, the more you roast them, the more you're roasting out the caffeine. So those dark roasts have less caffeine and a very different flavor, and I used to drink them exclusively, and I really liked dark roast. But then when I found out about the caffeine level, I was like, oh, I need more caffeine to write. I need it to keep me going. So I switched to light roast, and I discovered all new flavors that I actually preferred. So I stuck to light roast for a long time, and now it's kind of hard to get back into dark roast. Well, that's Java Junkies. Thank you for stopping by and having a cup.